Hey everybody, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. It is a very hot and dry day here in Colorado. The humidity is 4% right now. 4. So I have the humidifier on in my apartment and still nice and humid in the grow tent, 62% humidity in here. Just want to update you on the collection. The peak of rec season has indeed passed, but we still have lots of blooms to enjoy. So let's look at those guys first. We'll start with a first bloom seedling. This is Puyo, which means cloud in Quechua, and this is the first bloom for this guy. Still not completely open, but looking very nice. And Puyo, let's see, took 8 years from flask to bloom. Right next to it we have Mayu. Mayu's already losing one of these flowers, but the other ones seem to be okay. Mayu had a emergency last week. You will notice that Mayu did have 3 growths at the beginning of the growing season. Well, now she only has 2 because one of them rotted very suddenly last week. I had to take it off, and I didn't notice it. I noticed that the sheath had kind of turned yellow, and the buds weren't really growing anymore. And then the next day, I just noticed the whole bulb was just plop. Bulb just plopped over, and it was just dark brown all the way up the bulb. Disgusting. So I cut it off at the base, and eyes are very carefully watching Mayu. Of course, the awarded one would rot, right? I think an AOS award is just a death sentence to a lot of orchids. Behind it we have Roku. Roku is about done with these flowers. That other one dropped off last night, and these are fading as well. Roku's about done, but it does have one other growth back here with the sheath in it, so it might bloom one more time for us this summer. This little guy down here, this is Labiada, also going to be a first time bloomer. 2 little buds there, and then another sheath here that may also bloom. Definitely looks bloom size. This is definitely a much more compact plant. I don't know if it's just the way that it's grown and it'll eventually get as big as the others, but so far you can see it's quite a bit smaller. So that's kind of cool. If it retains those traits as it continues growing, it'd be interesting to have a smaller Rex. This is Kuyur, and it is also losing its first flowers. They're kind of fading. The spike back here still looks good, although that first flower you can see starting to wilt, and that's because I took pollen from Mayu and put it into this flower. So this is going to be Kuyur by Mayu. So that's great. And then if you look next to it, you can see that this seed pod, see how it looks a little bit like there's a little bit of white on the side there? That seed pod is splitting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a really big infusion bag and tie it over this and let the pod open naturally and drop seed into this infusion bag that I've got. And over the next week or so I'll just let it drop seed, and then I'll take the pod off, and I will shake everything out that I can, and then I'll send that to the lab. So I'll be watching this pod as well. This is Inti by Mayu, and it doesn't show any signs of splitting yet, but we know that it's about time. It's about time. This plant bloomed about a month before this one, so that means Inti might have another month to go with its seed pod. And then Inti's got an absolutely gigantic sheath back here. Look at this. Huge sheath with some buds in it. You can barely see. It looks like only 3 this year. But if the sheath is any indication of flower size, that's pretty impressive. So those are the Rexes. Really been enjoying the flowers. And I'm planning on selling some this summer. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it. I might. The prices on eBay have been crazy. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking I might actually do like a fundraiser. Since I don't have ads on my channel, you know, it would be nice to raise some funds. So this plant, I'm very likely going to sell. This one, that's already bloomed twice. Those two for sure. I might divide this little guy. And I might divide Puyo as well, because it's quite large. It's got 2 different growth points, so there might be 4 up. So that's the plan. These guys are they're large, they're healthy, they're bloom sized, they have bloomed, and I think they're ready to find new homes. Really excited about Hal. Check this out. Hal has put out a cute new little leaf, very tiny little guy. And there are new roots popping out of there. Very excited about Hal's new growth. And the Catasetinae are really growing well now as well. Let's see, Jumbo World's got 2 growths. Roots everywhere. Got Wine Delight next to it here. Signoki's Coopery. And then my little gaggle of Rebecca Northern. All doing well. Catasetinae definitely seem to like it in here. Happy that my Bulbos Lovely Elizabeth put out a nice new growth. I do expect blooms off of Elizabeth this fall. October, November. And medusae right next to it. Medusa has also been growing really well. Put out some nice leaves, tons of good roots. Very happy with those bulbos. And the seedlings are still doing okay. Little weird coloration, not quite sure. Some yellowish, some pinkish, some blotchiness. I mean, you know, I'm not like alarmed or anything, but just curious. What's going on? What is this stuff? Are you healthy? Sometimes they look okay, but maybe a little discoloration, and you give it a tug and the whole thing comes off and it's rotted at the base. So, got the other little babies here. Getting too big for their britches here. Look at this. Little monsters. Look at the new leaves on these little bit larger seedlings. Look at the jump in size. This is a medusae. From here to here. Wow. Look at this one. Labiada from here to here. Big jumps like that. It's good to see. This little Rex. Again, blotchiness. But big jump in size with the next leaf. Got these guys. Nice strong new growth. They've officially stuck themselves to the pot, which is great. And then some more. I shared the information for Peru Flora. They emailed me and said they were coming to Miami in May, and last chance for any orders. So I forwarded that information out to a lot of people on Instagram. And yeah, I'm encouraged. So May will be 1 year since I got these little guys. So this is what they did in a year. Some of them you know, really crawling out of their pots. Others just starting to get a little bit of size on them. Again, colors, I'm not sure what the colors mean, but definitely noticed the Dowianas as well picking up. Of course, fungus gnats everywhere because I haven't done anything about them. And then got Hardiana here. And then we got Cattleya walkeriana, which this thing that we really hoped was going to be a spike, it's a big nothing. It's a big nothing. But it did put out some nice new roots, which the plant definitely needed, and then it doesn't have another growth here that looks definitely to be a leaf. Unless we get really lucky and there's buds hidden inside, which I doubt. So that's it. These are my green pets this week. Hope everything's growing for you well. Take care. We'll see you next time right here on My Green Pets. I'm William Green. See ya.